Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to Toribash.
The greatest game that is free that was ever made.
And we're shoutcasting season 1 of, well, not season 1. Sorry, I do apologize. This is actually, the episode 1 of season 15. You know, this game has been going on for a long time.
This is a real popular game for the past decade or so.
It's a historical sport with a lot of stuff, and we're getting right into match 1 right here between Joder and Caliber. This is gonna be good. This is the amateur league. So, what do you think about this match, Austin?
I'm really liking the matchup. I'm really liking Caliber's setup right now. He has the flying flamingo, and Caliber. Ooh, Caliber takes one to the face. It looks like pretty soon.
Yep. And you know the #1 rule of Toribash. Don't talk about Toribash, but we're gonna talk about Toribash a lot today, because that's what we do.
Indeed, we are. So I'm kind of worried for Caliber here right now. He is definitely going to be taking some hits here. He does nothing.
Wow, taking some damage in the head. Caliber taking damage in the head, but he's repaying it right there in the shoulder.
Yes, was that an inward punch I saw? He went from left to right. You don't see that very much.
Especially in the amateur league. Yes.
That is definitely a veteran move. And we're seeing the flying flamingo again from Joder TY, and Caliber appears to be taking a seat in defeat.
Yes, but you never know what can happen. You know, it's an insane sport, and that's why we love it.
It is Toribash.
Yep.
So let's see how this pans out. And a rather sad showing of Caliber and a rather nice showing of Joder.
And we got Joder moving on into a battle with Keylock, so this should be good.
Indeed it will.
You know, Keylock showing decent scores last season in the amateur league. Hoping to finish out this amateur league on top and probably move on to the pro league next season, but we'll see how he does.
He is definitely going to need to beat Joder TV if he plans on doing so.
He definitely is. You know, Joder 8,200. 82,000. I do apologize. 671 in the world. So that's a pretty good, but Keylock HD dog, whatever his name is.
It's a Keylock dog.
Oh, I do apologize. He is not too far behind at 132,000. So
yes, and we see Joder TV with the parallelo grab.
The parallelo grab. Yes.
And Keylock is kind of taking a nap here. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he's just he needs to be careful, or else he's just gonna bring that knee straight down.
And that's what I expect out of him.
But he brings that leg, and he brings it back. But I don't know. Keylock maybe bringing in a forward leg swing to the nuts. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can pull it off.
I'm expecting a nice kick from Joder Dog here, or a flying backwards somersault. That would be definitely a very good move.
Very nice catching himself there. He needs to bring those legs forward if he's going to be able to do anything. He's got to risk it all, really. I mean, if he doesn't risk,
he needs to cut his head off.
Yeah, if he doesn't risk it all, he's going to lose. So it's all in or not in at all, and it really is up to Keylock to make that final move, or else he's never going to have a chance of going pro next season.
Nope, not at all. And he is slowly making his descent back to underground leagues.
Yep, definitely. And I would hate to see such talent go back there, but if he can't bring it in the amateur leagues, you have to go back to the underground and prove your worth once more.
Yep. Ooh, and he appears to be pulling him out of bounds with them for his last chance of dignity.
Yeah, but he'd really have to pull off an insane flip in order to stay alive here. I don't think it's possible.
I don't either, unless he kicks his head off.
And that is entirely possible, with such an
This is
experienced
Toribashi.
player as Keylock, but it doesn't seem like he's going to be able to pull it off. You know, and it is a sad thing.
He is very close to touching the ground. He's about parallel also with it. And I expect him to just give up here and go back to the underground leagues.
But it is still the beginning of the season. He could redeem himself later on. You never know.
Yes, a very weak showing from Keylock.
Definitely
I expect more.
Definitely a weak start, especially considering how well he did last season. I was expecting something a little bit better, but you know, whatever happens, happens. And we're seeing D-Trigger here. We saw him play in the warm-ups before. He
looked very promising.
He has some pretty good form. He could work on his strategy though. He doesn't, you know, he's not the best on the fly. But if he can figure out what to do, he will do it to the best of his ability.
And we see another flying V from Joder
yes,
TV.
We've been seeing that.
I mean, from D-Trigger. D-Trigger. My bad, boys.
Yes.
My bad, boys.
You know, flying V is a very popular move at the moment. You know, it's simple, it's effective, it can counter a lot of other moves.
It just gets the
job done. Yeah. Oh, and bringing that knee, he did face grab, knee to the chest. Oh.
Knee to the right pec.
The right pec there. Ouch.
That's really going to hinder him in the gym for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely. And you have to remember that, you know, someone takes a hard hit in the match, you know, they're gonna be hindered by that hit in the next couple of matches they're in, you know.
And he was going to break his knee on that hit, but he did not connect fully. Yeah. D-Trigger is looking really good here, boys. I expect to see him in the pro leagues
next season. He is doing surprisingly well, seeing as this is only his second season in the circuit. But we'll see what happens. And bringing those legs down. Oh,
and that's a nut cruncher.
That is a nut cruncher, but I am not sure if that's gonna work out for Joder. Wow, that gotta hurt, man. That's gotta hurt because Jotri's gonna spring back due to the momentum of that nut crunch, and he's gonna get disqualified first, I think. Ooh. What was D-Trig thinking, bringing up his knees like that? He had a huge advantage, and he just threw it away.
Indeed.
You know, when you get hit in those nuts, all logic goes away. You just want to protect him.
Ooh, nice recovery from
nice recovery from his.
That was a very good on the fly thinking.
Yep. And I'm surprised the crowd did not go wild for that ball kick. Generally they do. Generally they do.
Yes, his left testicle is definitely annihilated.
But it looks like Joder bringing this back. Oh, Joder brought it back. Wow, how amazing is that? D-Trig had the advantage from the very beginning, but he brought it back with that ball kick, just using his psychological warfare against D-Trig to win that match. You know, you gotta remember that destroying your enemy's psyche is just as important as destroying their body.
Indeed, Bill. Indeed. So here we have Joder versus Foker. Whoa, Foker versus Baku. We do not know what's going on here. People appear to be pulling out of the match.
15 versus Bakunan. Bakunan, you know, he's a big name in the Asian leagues. Hasn't really shown up a lot in our Western tournaments, but we'll see how he does.
Yes, his commands per minute are phenomenal.
Yes.
Let me be the first to tell you.
Commands per minute, but you know, just because you can do a lot of commands doesn't mean they're the most effective commands. You got to make sure that the buttons you're clicking are actually doing something.
Very true, Bill. Very true. So they're kind of doing nothing here.
Yep.
And he's going for a lower knee testicle grab.
This is a move I have not seen in the Western League. I do not follow the Asian leagues very actively, but I know you do drop by there on occasion. Is this something you often see in their league?
Yes, this is one of the more prevalent moves that I see. It's a rather dirty move, as it definitely and he did not go through with it, but it is definitely a dirtier move. It really crunches the nuts, if you know what I mean, and it's not a pleasant sight, Bill.
No,
not at all.
I will trust you on that one. I will trust you.
Yes.
But it's looking like Bakunan. He just doesn't understand the strategies of the Western League. He's not going to be able to. Oh, what's he doing? I may have
He's
spoke
going.
too soon.
I don't think you did,
Nah.
Bill. I think he's a
He
lost
did get a
hope.
punch off on that head, and that always helps. But we'll see what happens.
Unless he plans on ripping his head off, which I don't see happening in the foreseen future.
No. Though I have seen a few head rips in my time. It's not.
I bet
It's
you
not
have,
something
Bill.
that happens.
Bet you
I've
have.
done a few myself.
I've been there. I've seen them.
Yep.
They're
Yeah.
rather
They
gnarly.
are rather gnarly, and they're hard to pull off. But when you pull them off, you know that you're victorious.
You get a very satisfying crunch, don't
Yes,
you, Bill?
do. And apparently, they're talking in the chat about gentle lovers. So, I'll tell you, none of these players are gentle lovers. They are rough lovers.
They are ruthless
They are
killers.
ruthless killers, yes. They have no...
So we got a Passabath here
Pack Sabbath
versus Forker.
Pack Sabath.
Well, here in the Western League, we call it Passabath.
Passabath. Yeah.
I don't know what they do down there in the Euro League.
Yeah.
But this is a Passabath.
Yeah, well, this is our second form player, Passabath. He's coming from the European League.
Yes, and he's unranked in the Western League.
Yes. So it's interesting, definitely seeing a lot of these foreign players coming to America to try and make it big in the American League.
Yes, and many of them do fail, as the Western League is much more rigorous than the Eastern leagues.
Yes, definitely. And looks like they're going for the high five. Interesting way to start the... Oh, God. The chat. That's just disgusting.
Yes, the crowd's going wild. Forker appears to be going for the booty shake. I don't know what he expects to do with this, unless he expects to bring a lot of guys to the yard with his milkshakes.
Yes, which is entirely possible. He could have an army on his side by the end of this match. But I highly doubt it.
And Packabath has a pretty firm base here, and he could definitely land a nice punch on Forker on the back of the head if he knows how to connect.
Yes, we will see what he does.
And he takes no advantage of it at all.
Well, I don't know. Is he bringing his arm up so he can get more force, or is he just not paying attention? We'll see.
Indeed, he may be going for the hammer punch, the very cheap move.
Yes, cheap but effective, as we have seen in the past.
Indeed, it is.
And at this point, I'm thinking that this European player is going to pull off a win. Oh, maybe not.
And
if he does not support his legs and stand back up, he is
his booty is going to hit the floor real hard.
Oh, Paxabeth wins. European player coming in, showing us that, yes, us Europeans, we can fight too.
Indeed.
And, we'll see how he does in the rest of the season.
Bill, what do you expect to see from this match? We have another unranked Valk versus previously unranked Packabath. How do you expect this one to play out? Bill?
I don't know. It depends. You never really can tell with these unranked matches. Being new to these leagues, you never know what they're going to be able to do.
Indeed. Packabath appears to be going for the double flying W punch. It's definitely can be effective, but has to be mastered before it is effective.
It certainly does.
And Valk is really doing nothing here. He's looking rather limp.
He is looking rather limp. Oh, coming with that uppercut with the elbow. Something you rarely see. Generally people uppercut with their fist. But if you can uppercut with your elbow, it's a little bit more pointy. You can sort of jab people with it.
Yes,
people definitely underestimate the elbow.
And I'm wondering if Packabath is going to come through with his right for a nice haymaker. No, he's not.
No, he is not. And I don't know if you've noticed, but Packabath is the red guy. Not the guy who is actually in the red uniform, but the other guy. It's a bit confusing sometimes,
Bill, I have messed up on my shoutcasting, and I formally apologize.
I know it's confusing when the blue guy is the guy covered in red, and the red guy is the guy covered in white.
Indeed, Toribash, you guys need to get your stuff straight.
Blue,
they're blue. They're red, they're red.
It's definitely hard with these since they introduced the whole home and away uniforms.
Yes, I definitely like the traditional home and away, the red and the blue. And Packabath appears to be doing some flying acrobats.
Packabath comes from the ghetto in London, so he knows how to break dance.
I bet he does, Bill. I
He
bet he
knows how
does.
to break dance. And some guy's talking about
And
roofies and vodka with elementary school kids, and I'm pretty sure that's illegal. So we won't talk about that anymore.
and it appears Packo is going to be done here rather quickly. He really has no moves out of this that I foresee. And indeed, I was right.
No, he had nothing left. And we're going to see Valk versus Jared here.
Jared.
And we'll see what happens.
I expect a strong performance from Jared. He has some cool letters at the end of his name for a very original, very original name.
757. But of course, he is another newcomer from the European League, so we'll see what happens.
Indeed, we will.
Whereas Valk proving himself in the American League last season, we'll see.
Over and over and over.
Yes. So we'll see what happens. You never know.
Yes, we will.
Oh, flying V from Valk.
Very traditional of him. I've seen it many times from him.
Many times. But, stick with what you know. And, of course,
right.
Jared going with the flying helicopter, which is very popular in the European leagues. Something that we've just been starting to see in the American leagues. What do you think about the flying helicopter?
It's a good move, but it leaves you vulnerable to hits in the face, which is never a good thing. Easily knocked out or your head ripped off, and if this was a sword fight, his head would be gone.
Yeah, but it is a good counter to the flying V, you must admit, because you're turning your body, making it a very small target for that V punch.
Indeed.
But it does unbalance you if you don't do it correctly, and it may end up like that in this situation.
Yes, unless Jared can get a nice kickoff on him, which he does not, and he
bringing a punch up possibly. I'm not sure if he has the reach though.
And Valk has a hold of him in two places. It appears to be the lower stomach and right in the center of the stomach, right up below his chest.
Yep, and it looks like
he has full control. He has full control
Valk
now.
is just gonna slam him. I definitely must applaud Jared for going with the innovation to use a flying helicopter, but it just doesn't pay off in this situation.
Nope, it does not.
There was certainly the possibility that it could have, but Valk is just too experienced of a player. He's obviously been studying the European style to prepare for this fight.
Yep, totally right, Bill. Totally right. And I expect this one to be over rather quickly. Unless, and there we go.
Valk winning. And of course, coming up with the last match of the night, Valk versus Trigord 9-7. We'll see what happens. Last match of the night is always interesting.
The main card's going to be a good one. Good one.
Valk versus Trigord. Trigord, of course, coming from European League a couple seasons ago. He's definitely a veteran of the North American League, though,
Yes, he definitely made the transition very well when he was a rookie.
But he is known now as Trigord the Nord, hailing from Sweden. He is just, he is unforgiving in the very nature of the Viking tradition.
Couldn't have said any better myself, Bill. And we see another. This is a weaker flying V, and he brings it to the sensei bow.
Yep.
And Tigrod is going for the scissor punches, hoping he can definitely break that origami fold that Valk has going on here.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing so many Asian moves used today in the Western League. You don't.
Yes, they're very effective.
They are. And if he can just if Tigrod can get that momentum and sort of swing round, this could be a pretty interesting fight. Either that or it's just going to end very quickly with Valk being victorious in like his fifth fight in a row now. Valk being very successful.
As Valk is going with the ballerina feat right now.
Yes.
That's definitely something acquired over time. You have to have great balance to be able to do that
Very good
move.
balance, yes. But if you can do it correctly, it is very effective.
It's... Indeed, Bill. Indeed. So, the crowd wants him to uppercut him. I don't see that happening.
No, no. He does have a hold of his leg, and if he can flip him, I don't know. We'll see what happens. He is going to have to take control of those legs. Oh, and doing so surprisingly effectively. But he may have just put himself in just as bad of a situation as he was in before.
Yes. This may come down to a who's going to touch first situation.
Oh, it will definitely come down to that, but that's why we love this sport, because you never know what's going to happen.
Indeed, Bill. Indeed. And, ooh, he appears to have full control over this reversal.
He does.
And it's not looking good for
But
Valk now.
looking like he's still in the area that he needs to be in. You know, Trigord needs to use that full control. He needs to twist his body. He needs to flip Valk outside of the zone.
Yes, he needs to become a contortionist very fast.
Yes, he needs to. Oh, and Trigord wins.
And Tigrat with
That's
the
the end of this episode, guys. Thanks for watching. I've been NX.
Hey, my name's Austin.
And we'll see you next episode.